So, welcome to Penguin Marches for Process. So rollouts. Usually, I don't actually build the teleporter on this map either. Kinda depends. If you do, I'll either come up here and pick this up, and then just go straight to mid. Or you can pick up this to have 200 metal, or after you build a sentry or whatever. Or you can do a slightly slower rollout, which is to build the teleporter, and then come this way, pick that up, and then pick this up, and then you get to mid with all your metal and can pick up the one by the rock. But you get to mid slower. Considering having a sentry up here fairly quick will catch people when they come through here, and this map, like Greenery, can just kind of wind up with two engineers spamming ring of mini sentries at each other. It can be more useful to just be here building the mini first, but you know. I've also seen people decide to come in here on rollout and then build a teleporter somewhere and pick that up and then come to mid through here. That's even slower. I don't think it's that good. You can also build a teleporter exit by a second too. I actually like over here, or like over here in general, just for defending second. That's kind of where I'd put it, so I guess that works. So for the mid fight, I've always been kind of unsure how to approach the mid on this map compared to other 5CPs. What your team usually does as a whole is your combo will rotate up one of these sides, because if you just sit and choke, you get spammed out and you're sitting in a sight line. And most people go up to the right, so they can like pressure people who are trying to come in through IT and over here or whatever, and put people on top of the mid or whatever. So I'd either move over with my combo or stay on this side a little, especially if the flank is playing like up on these crates or something. Support them. Usually the sniper will just be sitting back by this rock. Some snipers like to go through IT over here. I'm not sure if that's any better or not. I don't play snipers. I guess you go wherever you get the sight lines. So yeah, Wrangler, which is really good in general on this map. I'll show you some of the other stuff you can do later. I know it's really useful if you can actually get on top of mid and start doing minis up here, but it's usually kind of difficult to do because walking over here means you're eating spam and stuff, but if there's a soldier up here, you can't really jump up here. You just eat a lot of damage and die. But if the other team will let you do this for some reason, that's probably the best place to put minis on this entire mid. If their flank isn't super hard pressuring over here, by which I basically mean a soldier, or if you're not walking right into their combo, you can come up here a little and start building minis. Here we'll also shoot over this. You can come way over here and like wrangle with the choke. I don't know, I've never been able to get up that far. The other thing is to like move down over here and just start putting time on the point. This is again really hard if there's a soldier up here at all. But if you have, even if you still have the mini back here, people can't really run at you to contest the point. They're running into the range of the mini. And because the combos usually focus on each other at this point, you at least get free time or something. So not that great. Usually, this is just a mid where I play off whatever my team's doing. Also, I feel like the spy is super predictable on this mid, like more than any other, because I swear what every spy does is like cloak around, and then I don't know how they get behind. They either walk through IT or walk through choke or something, and then they'll either show up right over here or walk right through here at like the same time every mid, hoping to like walk onto your combo and get a pick or something. Or come up over here and jump on your sniper. So if you can aim back and deal with that. A lot of people will bomb their soldier too. I don't think the fast rollout is as common in Highlander as it is in 6s. Just because they need the soldier to do whips and all, but like every class with a shotgun, you're good at denying jumpers, so yeah, really, I don't know, this is just, I play off my team and a little bit back, and then move forward when I get the space. And just put minis wherever is as annoying and intrusive and area controlling as possible as I can get away with. I should review a demo or something and see how I play all this. So, when speed is capped, usually people are going to move up, start holding near their chokes and stuff. As engineer, you're generally going to do one of three things, I guess. You're either going to come, try to move over here, watch, IT, watch the sewer, or try to move into sewer, or, hang back a little and, like, start building teleporters and whatnot. In general, again, up here, really good mini sentry spot. If I'm expecting the other team to be pushing into mid and I have time, I'll always build a sentry up there. Just because it's more annoying than almost anything else they're gonna have to deal with. The mini sentry pushing into mid. Dispenser, I rarely ever build on this. If I do, it would be like somewhere over here, I guess. I don't know, I feel like this goes down a lot, nobody uses it. Teleporter exits, lots of places. Doesn't more like over here, or the counterpart on the other side. You can, build over here. Which is a common spy decloak spot over here, on mids. Anywhere in sewer, anywhere in IT. Yeah, there's plenty of good spots. I'd only really move them around if, like, the spy is constantly going for your teleporters or something, and you've been stalemating for a long time. Alright, I'll show you the other thing, actually. Which one is that? That one. Sometimes I like to build a dispenser up here just because it shortcuts getting on top of mid. Spy can use that too, but every class can get up here from jumping up the rock. The other important thing is you can easily drop a mini sentry right up there. Yeah. On this health pack is also pretty good. This essentially watches every entrance into mid somewhat. I'm not sure if the range is quite there on the sewer. Yeah, it kind of does, I guess. But it's sort of like, if nobody's really watching IT over here and you just want to make sure Scout can't run through right on the back of your combo or something, that works and it kind of covers everything. So, as for where you play, I kind of just stick wherever the main bulk of the flank is, because that gives me a greater chance of doing stuff, because I'm not going to be doing much damage on my own. It's much easier to try and clean up damage that your soldier or scout are doing than just try and get in there and get picks for yourself. So, yeah, I do whatever the rest of the flank is doing pretty much. Here, kind of hard to push. People will either hold their combos like up here, so there's like demo spam or a heavy or something and you're not going to be able to do much with. Or there'll be like a soldier up here, just shooting rockets down here so you can't really get in. You can kind of do stuff with the Wrangler, I guess. As long as you stay in this area, it's pretty easy to just peek this and then back out, especially if you have a buff. Because a soldier standing way back there is going to shoot rockets, and by the time you see him shoot the rocket, you can already be over here. And you can back up onto the health pack. Pretty easy. Come to think of it, like, just throwing a dispenser outside of here somewhere, or inside of here, could even kind of work. I don't know. And then for playing sewer, it's kind of the same thing, except a little bit worse, because a soldier can just stand up here on top of the health, shooting down at you. But if you get if you get in here with your team before they are, and you get a mini sentry set up in here, it's going to be really hard for most of their classes to be able to pressure in here. But just having the mini sentry and somebody else in here, and it's just going to be difficult for them to get you out of here, and they're going to be risking people when they don't really want to do that. I like coming up here in general just because it's kind of easier to control how you get into second. You got the health pack you can run back into. And when your team pushes in, you kind of are coming in behind them. And you can either come in and up to the point, or you can just hang back, put a mini sentry somewhere, and be really annoying. This again is one of the best spots to use the Wrangler with mini sentries in this game. It covers a ton of stuff. Back here, not quite as much coverage, but it's also good. Maybe a little bit safer. Usually your sniper will come up here too. So as on most maps, you can kind of hang with him. Let him get his sightlines off. This is a very strong sniper map, so in general, especially if your sniper is better than their sniper, or just good in general, keeping him alive and keeping the spy off him is very good. So, pushing second. Yeah. You can also kind of come into a choke and do the same thing. Mini sentries. Again, I usually just pick teammates and go in with them. I don't try to make stuff happen on my own. I just follow people and try to play off of them. I feel like that's the way to do this map in general as engineer. You're not going to get much going on. The only thing you can do at these kinds of distances is just be really annoying with the Wrangler. And while that's something, if you're the only person who's doing that right then, you're just going to get sniped or focused down or whatever. So it's not going to actually do much. But if you come in and use the distractions of your team to get set up and get in here, you can do a little bit of stuff. For the most part, too, you're better off at kind of holding a little bit back and playing more defensively for your team. And that's how I play second when we're defending second, but I'll get into that later, too. So, I usually come up and focus on cap time as soon as people are forced out. Again, put mini sentries as far forward as possible to discourage people from trying to come back in and pressure the point, or take advantage of the chaos of pushing and all to try and get a pick on your medic or force your medic or something. Here, anywhere, I don't know, can also work. I don't know. I've also had some success with kind of pushing in down under here while my combo pushes into here. And sometimes, because most people who are up here will immediately turn and focus on choke as soon as the push comes in. So you can kind of come in through here and maybe get a pick on something that's right down here. Or at least get a mini sentry up for free in an obnoxious spot. Usually you want minis on the high ground, but in this case, on this map, having them anywhere down here. Come on, I know we can do it. Maybe you can't, maybe they changed it. Yeah, whatever. I'm pretty sure you can build on that, but I'm just not hitting the right spot. It's not that important, because over here is basically the same thing. But, building the mini sentries on the ground will catch people out, because what they'll do is, fight on the high ground, and then take damage, and then retreat on the low ground, and that's when your mini sentry hits them and cleans them up. Or you can hit them and clean them up. So, yeah. Focus on cap. This spot is fantastic. Down here, anywhere, also fairly good. It's for kind of holding second, waiting to push in. I've seen people like do level 3 strats where they build right up here or something. So when the other team tries to push out of last, they run into a level 3, and that delays your team enough to get spawns and hold second. It can work. I don't think this last is quite as hard to push out of as on like say Goalie Wash, but it's still pretty hard. Most lasts are hard to push out of, honestly, especially in Highlander. The main issue here is it's just really hard. It takes a lot of time to actually get most classes up on this point in capping, because only a few of them are mobile enough. I think a teleporter right here, especially if you're looking for like a long last push, like you're going to push a couple of times and fail a couple of times and then look towards holding second. I think that's really good. This won't get shot at all when they're pushing back in, because they have to pretty much come all the way over here to even see this teleporter. They pretty much have to come out to choke. Like, that's... If they're holding choke, you've lost second already and there's no contesting it. It's just a nice spawn in general. Other things, I do see people put them in sewer sometimes. Just like over here. Yeah. I think over here is better. Like, the only advantage is over there is right next to metal, but you can walk and grab that anyway. I like dispenser here. You could probably even orient this so it blocks the thing. I don't usually care that much. There's enough way for a spy to move around on this point. And they're not going to be trying to run up here because there's usually going to be people here. Or at least not trying to run up there cloaked or sneakily. They're going to be going for a pick at that point, so that's merely a matter of turning around. You could also build a dispenser like up here or something, I guess. I don't know, I think I prefer that. Back a little more. Or I did do this once where I put the dispenser here. So people could like drop off at the point and get heals. Yeah. And then pushing last, same thing as on most other maps. If anything, if you're going to do anything with your flank, it's going to be taking control of lobby, which is kind of useful. Knees up here or over wherever. If nobody's really focusing on like this side, sometimes I'll slip in through here and just try to do something a little bit more forward and cheeky. And again, Wrangler's really good pushing into this last from almost any point. I never go into this point through these doors if I can help it. I always choose the outside ones if possible, and I choose the outside ones opposite of wherever the combo's coming in from. The idea is to not walk into a bunch of spam or easily spammed out areas. I kind of want to get around the edges and work my way in and see what's going on before I do anything. You're kind of playing it like a sniper, really. Like, you peek a little bit, but you don't completely commit until you know your team has this whole area secure, I guess. Yeah. I guess placements don't matter terribly much here. It's all just plain flat, whatever. So slipping through here. This can be a little bit risky, just because, it's so close to stuff. Usually combos will hold up here. Or try to, anyway. But if they're focused on an Uber coming in from the other side, it could be alright. It's just easy to get juggled in these little corridors and die. And you just don't want to die really easily to the other team, if you can help it. Yeah. Oh no, anywhere you put a mini is going to be alright on this point, I think. There's nothing that you can do that's terrible. The only thing I'd avoid, I guess, is putting it right on the point, because that's really redundant. You want to have something to help draw focus away from the point. And so on, a mini can't cap, and a mini can't block a cap, so it doesn't really matter. I guess if you actually come up and can build on any of these this would be obnoxious. But that requires coming kind of far into this point. If you're going to come in that far, it's probably just going to be the point to try and help Cap. Yeah. If they have a level 3 or something, you can kind of help spam it down with wrangled minis too. I don't think the sightlines are quite as good as they could be for doing that, depending where they build it. If it's up top, then you can kind of, it just depends where they put it. I don't see level 3s on this last that much, and sometimes they'll do like put it here, so you can't really do that. That just kind of requires a demo or somebody else shooting it. Yeah. See what that does for pushing mass, more or less. So, talking about the level 3s. If I build a level 3, I will actually either do the thing where I put it here, or I will build it somewhere over here. I either try like outside of spawn somewhere, and kind of make over here work. I think it's just a little tight in the corner. Or you build somewhere up here. Main issue, sniper, peeking through anywhere. You'd kind of be ready to go on the Wrangler for that. Spam rockets, shoot at him, whatever. Spy coming in to try and solo kill you because you'll be kind of away from your combo, and probably away from support in general. Otherwise, yeah. Use the Wrangler really heavily if you are doing a level 3 way back here, because that's really, really strong. And you can take care of a lot of Ubers doing that. Like, especially if they Uber far back. They have to Uber pretty far back, to be honest. And if they get enough people on focusing the gun, it's going to go out anyway. But the point is that they're focusing the gun and not on your team, and that makes it easier for your team to kite their Uber or whatever. Mini sentry spots. One that I kind of favor is over here. Again, I'll usually be holding on the side that the combo isn't, which is usually going to be this side. I like this just because it kind of peeks into either side of... should be a little bit more over. It kind of peeks into either side of the lobby here. But it also covers the inside of the map in general, and it's on the ramp, so it hides the hitbox a little and makes it a little harder to hit. You can build up here. You can build up on all of these. This one's alright for building on. You can build up on this thing too. I don't think most people even realize that there's a ledge here you can stand on. It took me a while to not do that. But I don't think that's more useful for anything. Just anywhere in this lobby, if you're still holding lobby. Here, kind of obnoxious. Down more. Up on the stairs. Up here. The forward ones are going to get spammed down almost as soon as you put them up. So if you're doing that, you're just kind of being annoying and wasting people's ammo. Use these, definitely. And just back out of lobby before, like, dying or whatever if they really commit to a push. You kind of just want people in here for the comms. And because your sniper over here can sometimes peek out and get a shot on their medic or something really important. I can like to put a dispenser over here for the flank. I also really like to put it down here or over here. I kind of like these spots in general. It's like they push in through here and do damage, and then you can sit, chill on the dispenser for a bit, and then shoot people as they try to come in while getting health. It's kind of awkward because it's on the low ground, but that also kind of gives you cover. It's not going to work against like a soldier or something, but it's going to work if like there's just a heavy trying to peek this corner or something, because you can back up. sometimes people will just push right in and not even turn around and look at you here. For minis, yeah, that spot also works just because it makes them turn back. Back to minis, actually. You can build on any of these outside areas pretty much. And like on the point. Honestly, anywhere. I think it's a little easy to just spam the gun down long range with like rocket or charged sniper shot or whatever. So I kind of prefer doing stuff down here or off on the sides. Here people have to turn back around, but it works. Yeah. Not so much to say. Oh, you can also build like a dispenser up like over here or up here or something just for the sake of your combo. Like most lasts, there isn't really metal or health packs over here. You're kind of reliant on the resupply cabinets. The closest things are over here and in rollout, and the only one that's really safe to get is over here if you have Loppy. So yeah, pushing out. Again, staying on last, usually your job. One where I put the gun kind of on the edge here and chill back here is usually the setup I prefer. Because I can block the point and not get shot with the same splash damage with my gun if it's like a soldier trying to jump in or something. Yep. Alright, second. Which is the fun part and the one that I'm good at. There's a lot of really great mini sentry spots here. You can have them kind of back over here. Kind of annoying. Here. Closer. Kind of on the ground. Kind of over here if they're just kind of pushing in. In here, up here, can, actually I think you can just jump, yeah, you can build up here. Any of these, all for taking care of sewer. There's a lot of stuff you can do, and a lot of them are good. Again, there's a bunch of things you can do with the dispenser, too. You can build it up here. It's kind of nice and sheltered, and people can sit on the point, get heals. Up here, for people in IT, and like your combo holding over here. Sometimes I might do back here. I'll come back to that spot in half a minute. Or we're just down here. Like just depends what you want to do, I guess, and where people are holding. If they're holding closer, put the dispenser closer. So forth. Again, teleporters. I did a couple of them on the way to mid. Down here, or kind of in this nook a little. Will work. You can also build one up in like upper lobby over here, or something. It's a little further back. Down here, I don't know. Just up here in general. Alright. Still need to do this. This is the spot. This is my favorite spot on this map. You can build whatever you want up here. That doesn't necessarily mean it will be useful. I have managed to build level 3s up there in the past. It doesn't really cover stuff that well is the problem. It doesn't cover all the way to choke and sewer, but it's kind of an up there unexpected spot. It's just in a really weird place, and it's hard for the spy to get to. If you don't build a teleporter up there, the spy can't get to it at all. Nothing can get up there without, like, rocket jumping or double jumping or whatever. I feel like it would also be a good teleporter spot just because of the difficulty of the spy getting up there. The one problem is that's in the sight line from sewer, which is where the sniper's going to be going. So you can't see the teleporter from here, but if somebody teleporter or takes it, then you see them from over here. That's like just gonna be easy to camp. But it exists, so I thought I'd show it to you. And as we're pushing into mid, like a mid fight, I guess. Same principle of moving forward and putting these sentries in obnoxious places to force people out and so on. There's also kind of an obnoxious sightline from here to their IT, if you want to do that. Or over here more. I only say that now because usually I wouldn't go to mid through IT, but I might push mid through IT. You would want to slow yourself down on the mid fight, since you don't really gain much from coming in here, and you're as likely to walk into their combo and die immediately as anything else. But, it is something that you can do when pushing mid. It's an option. Yeah, there's some slightly obnoxious things, like spots you can do on the ground here, I guess. Like, just taking advantage of, this slight little dip to make it a little hard for people across here to shoot at the mini sentry. And again, getting on top of mid, really good here. Since I'm pretty much repeating myself at this point, I think I'm just gonna cut it. Because, yeah, there's not that much else to say about this map. I like it, like I said, playing off your team and coming in a little bit farther back and only committing when you know you're going to get something out of it or you've got a distraction or something seems to be kind of the way to go on this map. That's how I was playing Snakewater 2 at the end of that week last season, and it works out pretty well for me. I think that's the way I prefer to play as Engineer. And it just works out in general, really. The class is one where trying to do sneaky things when people can't focus on you is going to get you more than just running at them and hoping you can out-damage 7 classes that have better damage than you. So, yeah, there we go. A little bit of process. Probably longer than I'm meant to be again, but thank you for watching. And this might be the last one for a while, actually. Yeah, apart from Steel, which I never uploaded, and I think I might re-record at some point so it's more concise and doesn't involve me falling in a pit constantly. Unless UGC starts playing older maps that they haven't played in a while. Well, maybe like UTF-2L, Highlanders still do some things like Gravel Pit or something that UGC doesn't play anymore. But unless they start doing older maps, I'm probably done with these. Because I kind of retired from Engineer, and I don't want to just theory craft a bunch of things that I haven't played. I'd rather give you guys the experience that I've actually had playing in scrims and in matches. So, yeah. And thanks everybody for watching. And good luck with all your future endeavors as Engineer or otherwise.